Peter Parker's whole world is in complete chaos right now. After saving the day, defeating Mysterio, and getting the girl, a game-changing curveball was thrown his way when not only was he framed for Mysterio's murder, but also his secret identity became a not-so-secret identity. Now, while the whole murder thing should be super easy to disprove at this point, I mean, this is a universe that's invented time travel and has magic after all, a doctored video should be chump change, right? It's the identity thing that's probably going to stick with Peter. It's this development that's probably going to lead Peter to either willingly or unwillingly join Doctor Strange on a multiverse adventure to either escape his current situation or try to find a solution. But here's the question that I don't think a lot of people are asking. Why does Doctor Strange specifically ask Peter for help? It has to be because Doctor Strange is dealing with a very Spider-Man related problem and needs an expert. Enter the Sinister Six. Keep in mind, this could count as potential spoiler territory as we speculate what we might see in No Way Home. If I'm right, then yes, this is a spoiler. If I'm wrong, well, I'm not gonna be wrong because our theories always come true. We've known for some time now that previous Spider-Man villains from past Spider-Man franchises are making a return appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home. The buzziest and flashiest returns include Alfred Molina's Doc Ock and Jamie Foxx's Electro. But what are their roles gonna be? Alfred Molina let slip in an interview that this is the same Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 who gets saved right before drowning, and not just another universe version of Doc Ock who looks like Alfred Molina, which means we can deduce that the same probably goes for Fox's Electro. So what's happening here? Well, this is where the title No Way Home comes into play. A new rumor has been circulating thanks to a few potential inside sources that point to the title not referring to Peter being lost in the multiverse, but rather that these Spidey villains are all plucked from their own universes and can't get back to their original realities and cause a lot of trouble along the way. If this is true, then this frames the movie not as a Spider-Man film, but more of a Sinister Six film with Spider-Man in it. And let me just say, that's a totally bold move. So if the focus is on the Sinister Six struggling to get home with a lot of collateral damage in their way, who else fills out their ranks? Well, the rumor also goes that Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is making a return appearance as well, but not as a side villain. In fact, if sources are true, Dafoe's Norman Osborn will basically be the team captain and the main villain of the movie, and the one who helps unite all the misplaced Spidey villains as they try to get back to where they belong. Okay, so that's 3 of the Sinister Six right there. The other villains in the rumor include the Rhino, the Lizard, and the Sandman, but there's no word yet on if actors who have played those characters in past franchises will return or not. But man, I hope they can get Paul Giamatti back. That dude's a national treasure. What do you think of this lineup? Honestly, it sounds strange. For one, non-MCU Spider-Man movies have always had a problem of overstuffing their villains into one movie without developing them, so the idea of 6 sorta brand new versions of these bad guys all vying for screen time is a little concerning. Plus, this is a supervillain team that's rolling with 2 brute strength villains in the Lizard and Rhino, and is that really necessary? I don't think so. Maybe 3 of the villains will be dispatched relatively early on, leaving Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro for Spidey to fight, but even that's a little iffy. Honestly, the only way I could see something like this actually working is if Spider-Man isn't in the movie at all. Sure, I know his name is in the title and everything, but picture for a moment a Spider-Man sequel that just deals with Peter Parker in his own universe, dealing with his murder charge and his secret identity being revealed. Maybe throw in Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, as his attorney, and a new villain, and that's already a solid movie. And then, separately, you make a film called Sinister Six, No Way Home, that completely focuses on the 6 villains as they navigate the multiverse together. Doesn't that sound just a little bit better? But of course, that's not going to happen. Spider-Man is going to be the main hero, and he's potentially going up against 6 of the baddest villains in the whole multiverse. If that's the case, he definitely needs help. And that's where the other Spider-Men come in. Rumors have been going crazy regarding Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's return, and at this point, if they're somehow not in it, I think the whole world would collectively break. But if this is the plot they follow with the movie, with the Sinister Six running wild and trying to get home, then it would make sense to bring in other heroes to help Peter out. And as awesome as seeing all 3 Peter Parkers fighting together would be, I'd be more excited to see what this can do for MCU Peter's character. Because right now, given the fact that he doesn't have a current mentor and both his superhero life and personal life are borderline in shambles, MCU Peter's in a tough spot emotionally. And what better person to get advice from than an alternate universe version of yourself? The other Peters could offer our Peter some valuable advice and possibly even work in a...
With great power comes great responsibility.
to help our Peter snap out of his funk. Emotional and deep character development paired with watching Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland all punching Alfred Molina's Doc Ock in the face? Yes, please, take all of my money.